Welcome to our exploration of a fascinating and mind-bending topic. Are we living in a simulated reality? This concept, which suggests that our entire universe might be an artificial construct, has captivated philosophers, scientists, and thinkers for centuries. But what if the evidence for this theory isn't just a modern speculation? What if it's hidden within the ancient texts and scriptures that have been passed down through generations? Today, we will delve into the depths of hidden knowledge and ancient texts, uncovering the clues and insights they may hold about the nature of our reality. From the creation stories in the Bible to the philosophical musings of ancient civilizations, we will piece together a narrative that might suggest our world is not as it seems. Prepare to journey through time and space, exploring the secrets of our existence as we examine the possibility that we are living in a simulated reality. Biblical references. Let's begin our journey by examining some key biblical references that have intrigued scholars and theologians for centuries. Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. This opening verse of the Bible sets the stage for the entire creation narrative. Traditional interpretations see this as a literal act of divine creation. However, some modern thinkers suggest an alternative perspective. What if this act of creation was akin to the initiation of a simulation? Just as a programmer writes code to create a virtual world, this verse could be seen as describing the launch of a grand cosmic simulation, with God as the ultimate programmer. In these verses, God challenges Job, questioning his understanding of the universe's creation. This passage highlights the complexity and mystery of the cosmos, suggesting that its foundation is beyond human comprehension. Some interpret this divine questioning as a metaphor for a created reality, where the true nature and mechanics of the universe are hidden from its inhabitants, much like the workings of a complex simulation. These biblical references open the door to intriguing interpretations. The act of creation described in Genesis and the divine questioning in Job both lend themselves to the idea that our reality might be a carefully crafted construct, possibly a simulation designed by a higher power. Hidden knowledge. The possibility of our reality being a simulation finds further support in ancient texts outside the canonical Bible. The Apocrypha and Pseudepigrapha, collections of writings not included in the official canon, offer a wealth of intriguing and often mysterious insights. These texts contain additional stories, teachings, and prophecies that broaden our understanding of biblical events and ideas. The hidden knowledge within them often explores themes of divine intervention, secret wisdom, and cosmic structures that could be interpreted as elements of a simulated reality. One of the most fascinating texts within the Pseudepigrapha is the Book of Enoch. This ancient Jewish work attributed to Enoch, the great-grandfather of Noah, contains detailed descriptions of heavenly realms and the beings known as Watchers. The Book of Enoch provides vivid accounts of multiple layers of heaven, each with its own characteristics and inhabitants. These realms are depicted as intricate and well-organized, much like different levels or dimensions within a simulation. The idea of layered heavens aligns with the concept of a multi-tiered simulation, where each level has specific rules and functions. The Watchers in the Book of Enoch are angelic beings tasked with observing and interacting with the human world. Their oversight and interventions in human affairs can be seen as analogous to administrators or programmers monitoring and adjusting the simulation. The Watchers' ability to influence events and their knowledge of divine secrets suggest a level of control and understanding far beyond that of ordinary humans, much like entities managing a simulated environment. The narratives within the Book of Enoch and other apocryphal texts suggest a complex system of oversight and control by higher beings. This idea resonates with the concept of a simulated reality where advanced entities manage and manipulate the environment and its inhabitants. The descriptions of heavenly realms and watchers hint at a structured and purposefully designed cosmos, potentially supporting the theory that our reality is not random but meticulously crafted. By examining these ancient texts, we gain a deeper appreciation for the richness and complexity of the hidden knowledge they contain. The Book of Enoch and similar writings open up possibilities that our world might be a sophisticated simulation overseen by entities with profound understanding and control. Ancient philosophical texts. The concept of a simulated reality is not only found in religious texts, but also in ancient philosophical writings. One of the most significant contributions to this idea comes from the Greek philosopher Plato, particularly through his famous allegory of the cave. In Plato's allegory of the cave, described in The Republic, prisoners are chained inside a dark cave, facing a blank wall. Behind them, a fire burns, and between the fire and the prisoners, objects are moved by unseen individuals, casting shadows on the wall. For the prisoners, these shadows constitute the entirety of their reality, as they have never seen the objects or the fire directly. The shadows are mere illusions, representations of the true forms that the prisoners cannot perceive. Plato uses this allegory to illustrate the difference between the world of appearances, perceived through the senses, and the world of forms, perceived through the intellect. The prisoner's perception of shadows as reality serves as a powerful metaphor for the idea that what we experience might be a limited, distorted version of a deeper truth. This aligns remarkably well with the modern notion of a simulated reality. In the context of a simulated world, we are like the prisoners in the cave. Our senses and experiences are confined to the parameters set by the simulation, and what we perceive as reality might just be shadows of a more profound and complex underlying structure. Just as the prisoners can only guess at the true nature of the objects casting the shadows, we might only glimpse hints of the true nature of our universe through scientific inquiry and philosophical reflection. Plato's allegory of the cave suggests that our understanding of reality is limited by our perceptions, which can be manipulated or constrained. This ancient philosophical text adds a compelling layer to the idea that our world might be a sophisticated illusion, crafted and maintained by forces beyond our immediate comprehension. By integrating Plato's allegory with the insights from ancient texts and scriptures, we build a richer narrative that questions the nature of reality itself. Scriptural details and dates. Turning to the scriptural details and dates, we find compelling evidence that can be interpreted to support the idea of a simulated reality. Biblical texts often speak of cycles of creation and renewal, which can be seen as analogous to the resetting or updating of a simulation. Revelation 21:1, "Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away." This verse from Revelation describes a profound transformation, the passing away of the old heaven and earth and the creation of new ones. This concept of renewal is strikingly similar to the idea of resetting a simulation. Just as a programmer might erase an old version of a virtual world and replace it with a new improved version, this biblical passage suggests a complete overhaul of reality. The idea that our world could be reset or recreated points to a level of control and design that fits well within the framework of a simulated reality. Daniel 12:4. "But you, Daniel, roll up and seal the words of the scroll until the time of the end. Many will go here and there to increase knowledge." In the book of Daniel, we see a prophecy that speaks to the accumulation of knowledge and the unfolding of hidden truths at the end of times. This passage can be interpreted in light of modern technological advancements and the simulation theory. The sealing of knowledge until a designated time suggests a controlled release of information, much like updates or revelations in a simulated environment. The phrase, "many will go here and there to increase knowledge," aligns with our current era of rapid technological progress and widespread information access, further hinting at a structured and potentially simulated unfolding of human history. These scriptural references provide a framework for understanding our reality as potentially cyclical and controlled. The idea of a new heaven and new earth suggests that our universe can be fundamentally altered or reset, much like a simulation. Daniel's prophecy about sealed knowledge and its eventual unveiling parallels the concept of program revelations and the structured release of information within a simulated reality. By examining these scriptural details and dates, we gain insights into the possibility that our world operates under principles similar to those of a sophisticated simulation. These biblical passages, when viewed through the lens of modern technology and philosophical speculation, offer a compelling narrative that bridges ancient wisdom with contemporary theories about the nature of reality. Historical context. To further explore the possibility of a simulated reality, it's essential to understand how ancient civilizations perceived the universe and humanity's place within it. Many ancient cultures possess profound insights and mythologies that reflect their attempts to grasp the nature of existence. One of the most intriguing examples comes from the Sumerian civilization, particularly through their texts that detail the creation of humanity. The Sumerians, one of the earliest known civilizations, left behind a wealth of writings inscribed on clay tablets. Among these texts are the myths of Enki, a god associated with wisdom, water, and creation. According to Sumerian mythology, Enki played a crucial role in the creation of humanity. In these texts, Enki and the goddess Ninhursag are said to have fashioned humans from clay mixed with the blood of a slain god. This act of creation was intended to produce beings capable of serving the gods, relieving them of their labor. This narrative can be interpreted as humanity being crafted as part of a divine experiment or project, overseen by higher beings with specific intentions and capabilities. The Sumerian creation myth raises fascinating parallels with the concept of a simulated reality. Just as a programmer might design artificial beings to fulfill certain roles within a simulation, Enki's creation of humans suggests a deliberate act of design and purpose. The mixing of clay and divine blood symbolizes the blending of physical elements with higher-order influences, mirroring how a simulation might integrate program parameters with dynamic, evolving interactions. The notion that human life is part of a divine experiment is not limited to Sumerian mythology. Many ancient cultures conceived of their gods as beings who created and manipulated humans for specific purposes. These stories often depict a universe where human actions and experiences are observed, guided, and sometimes altered by divine forces. This concept aligns with the idea of a simulated reality, where humans might be seen as participants in a grand experiment conducted by advanced beings or entities. The controlled environment, purposeful design, and ongoing oversight described in these myths resonate with the features of a sophisticated simulation. The actions of gods in these narratives reflect the role of administrators or programmers who adjust and interact with the simulation to achieve desired outcomes. By examining the historical context provided by ancient civilizations like the Sumerians, we uncover themes and ideas that support the notion of a simulated reality. These ancient myths and texts offer a rich tapestry of insights, suggesting that the concept of life as a controlled, purpose-driven experiment has deep roots in human history. Forbidden knowledge. The exploration of forbidden knowledge takes us into the realm of Gnostic texts, which offer a unique and often controversial perspective on the nature of reality. These texts, found in the Nag Hammadi library, introduce the concept of the demiurge and describe hidden realms and divine deception, adding another layer to our understanding of a potential simulated reality. Gnostic texts. Gnosticism is a collection of ancient religious ideas and systems that emerged in the early centuries of the Common Era. Central to Gnostic belief is the idea that the material world is flawed and created by a lesser, ignorant god known as the demiurge. This being is often depicted as arrogant and deluded, believing itself to be the supreme creator, while in reality it is subordinate to a higher, unknowable divine realm. The concept of the demiurge creating a flawed world aligns closely with the notion of a simulated reality designed by a lesser entity. In this framework, the material world we experience is an imperfect simulation, crafted not by the ultimate source of divine knowledge, but by an intermediate being with limited understanding. This flawed creation results in a reality that is inherently imperfect and deceptive, much like a simulation that does not fully capture the essence of the true higher reality. Nag Hammadi Library. Discovered in 1945 in Upper Egypt, the Nag Hammadi Library is a collection of early Christian and Gnostic texts that had been hidden away for centuries. These writings provide profound insights into Gnostic cosmology and the nature of reality. Insights into hidden realms. The Gnostic texts describe multiple layers of reality, including the pleroma, the fullness of the divine realm, and the material world created by the demiurge. These hidden realms are seen as more real and perfect than the flawed material existence we experience. The idea of layered realities within Gnostic thought resonates with the concept of a multi-tiered simulation, where our perceivable world is just one level of a much larger and more complex structure. The forbidden knowledge contained in Gnostic texts challenges conventional religious and philosophical understandings, proposing a reality that is deeply flawed and manipulated by deceptive forces. By interpreting these ancient ideas through the lens of modern simulation theory, we can see how Gnostic cosmology provides a compelling narrative for a simulated reality crafted and controlled by entities with limited understanding and questionable motives. Locations and times. Exploring the idea of a simulated reality also involves examining significant biblical locations and key events, as these often hold profound symbolic and allegorical meanings that might hint at deeper truths about our existence. Jerusalem, one of the most significant locations in the Bible, Jerusalem is considered the spiritual and historical heart of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. It is the site of pivotal biblical events and prophecies. The city is frequently depicted as a divine center where heaven and earth intersect. In the context of a simulated reality, Jerusalem could be seen as a key node or a central hub within the simulation, a place where the divine programmer's influence is most directly felt and manifested. The numerous miraculous events and divine revelations associated with Jerusalem might be interpreted as instances where the simulation's code is altered or updated to convey specific messages or enact significant changes. Mount Sinai. Another crucial biblical location is Mount Sinai, where Moses is said to have received the Ten Commandments from God. This event represents a direct communication between the divine and human realms, a moment where hidden knowledge and divine laws are imparted to humanity. Mount Sinai can be viewed as a significant interface within the simulation, where the programmer provides critical updates and guidance to the participants of the simulation. The extraordinary phenomena described in the biblical account, thunder, lightning, smoke, and the voice of God, could be seen as manifestations of the simulation's higher-level processes breaking through into the perceivable reality. Dates of key biblical events. The timing of certain biblical events also carries potential allegorical meanings that support the simulation theory. For instance, the Great Flood, traditionally dated to around 2300 BCE, can be interpreted as a major reset of the simulation. This catastrophic event, which purportedly wiped out most of humanity and the Earth's creatures, can be seen as a way to cleanse and reboot the simulation, addressing fundamental flaws or guiding its development in a new direction. Similarly, the birth of Jesus, around 46 BCE, marks a pivotal point in the biblical narrative. This event represents the introduction of a new paradigm within the simulation, bringing forth teachings and actions that significantly alter the course of human history. The miracles and teachings of Jesus can be interpreted as programmed interventions designed to reshape the simulation's moral and spiritual trajectory. The destruction of the Second Temple in Jerusalem in 70 CE is another key event with potential allegorical significance. This event not only marked a profound transformation in Jewish religious practice, but also signified a major shift in the socio-political landscape of the region. In the context of a simulated reality, such a drastic and impactful event could be seen as an intentional adjustment or reconfiguration of the simulation's parameters, aimed at guiding its participants toward new developments and understandings. By examining these significant biblical locations and dates, we gain deeper insights into how the narrative and structure of the Bible might reflect underlying principles of a simulated reality. These places and events, steeped in religious and historical significance, offer a rich tapestry of symbols and meanings that suggest a meticulously crafted and managed existence. Comparative analysis. The idea of reality being an illusion is not unique to Western religious and philosophical traditions. Hindu scriptures provide profound insights into this concept through the notions of the Maya and Lila, which offers striking parallels to the idea of a simulated reality. Maya illusion. In Hindu philosophy, Maya refers to the illusory nature of the world. It is the concept that what we perceive with our senses is not the ultimate reality, but a veil that obscures the true, unchanging essence of existence. According to the Upanishads, one of the key texts in Hinduism, Maya is the force that creates the cosmic illusion, making the transient and material world appear real to human beings. This concept closely aligns with the idea that our reality might be a sophisticated simulation. Just as Maya creates an illusion that captivates and deludes human perception, a simulation would present a convincing but ultimately artificial environment that we experience as reality. Lila, divine play. Another essential concept in Hinduism is Lila, which describes the universe as the divine play of the gods. This idea suggests that the creation, maintenance, and dissolution of the world are not just purposeful acts, but also expressions of cosmic playfulness and creativity by the divine. Correlations with reality as an illusion. The Hindu concepts of Maya and Lila provide a rich framework for understanding our reality as a sophisticated illusion or simulation. Maya suggests that the tangible world is not the ultimate truth, resonating with the idea that our perceived reality could be an artificial construct. Lila adds a layer of purpose and intentionality, portraying the universe as a dynamic and creative expression of divine will. In a simulated reality, these concepts translate to the possibility that our world is both an illusion and a purposeful creation. The sensory experiences and material interactions we undergo could be programmed elements of the simulation, designed to engage and challenge us. Meanwhile, the overarching narrative and structure of the simulation might reflect a higher order of cosmic creativity and intention, akin to divine play. By drawing these comparisons, we can see how Hindu philosophy enriches our understanding of the simulated reality theory. The ancient wisdom of Maya and Lila provides a compelling lens through which to view our existence, suggesting that what we perceive as reality may be a carefully crafted illusion with deeper, often playful, divine significance. Scientific parallels. To bolster the notion of a simulated reality, we turn to modern scientific theories and philosophical arguments that provide intriguing parallels and support for this idea. Insights from contemporary physics, philosophy, and cutting-edge hypotheses suggest that the concept of a simulated reality is not just a speculative fantasy, but a plausible explanation for the nature of our universe. Over the past few decades, various physicists and philosophers have proposed theories that align with the idea of our universe being a simulation. These theories often revolve around the fundamental nature of reality, questioning the solidity and independence of the physical world. For instance, theoretical physicist James Gates discovered error-correcting codes in the equations of supersymmetry, which are similar to the codes used in computer browsers to detect and correct errors. This discovery has led some to speculate that the fabric of our reality might be underpinned by computer-like processes. One of the most well-known and compelling arguments for a simulated reality comes from philosopher Nick Bostrom. In 2003, Bostrom proposed the simulation hypothesis, which posits that at least one of the following statements is true. The human species is very likely to go extinct before reaching a post-human stage. Any post-human civilization is extremely unlikely to run a significant number of simulations of its evolutionary history or variations thereof, or we are almost certainly living in a computer simulation. Bostrom's argument hinges on the idea that if future civilizations develop the technological capability to create highly realistic simulations of their ancestors, and if they choose to run such simulations, the number of simulated beings would vastly outnumber the actual biological beings. Therefore, it is statistically probable that we are living in one of these simulations. Quantum mechanics, the branch of physics that deals with the behavior of particles on an atomic and subatomic level, provides further scientific parallels to the simulation theory. One of the most perplexing aspects of quantum mechanics is the observer effect, which suggests that the act of observation can alter the state of a quantum system. In experiments such as the famous double-slit experiment, particles behave differently when they are being observed compared to when they are not. This phenomenon raises questions about the nature of reality and consciousness. In the context of a simulated reality, the observer effect can be seen as evidence that our universe operates similarly to a computer simulation. In many video games and simulations, certain details and events are only rendered or determined when the player is looking at them, to save computational resources. Similarly, the quantum observer effect could indicate that the universe only renders certain states when they are being observed, suggesting an underlying computational framework. By examining these scientific parallels, we see that the idea of a simulated reality is grounded in serious academic and scientific inquiry. Theoretical physics, philosophical arguments like Bostrom's simulation hypothesis, and the peculiarities of quantum mechanics all point toward the possibility that our universe might be an artificial construct. Biblical visions and dreams. The exploration of biblical visions and dreams provides another fascinating dimension to the idea of a simulated reality. These mystical experiences often contain vivid and complex imagery that can be interpreted in light of advanced technology, further supporting the notion that our reality might be an artificial construct. One of the most compelling examples comes from the book of Ezekiel. In Ezekiel 1:4-28, the prophet describes an extraordinary vision of divine machinery, including the famous wheels within wheels. Ezekiel's vision begins with a stormy wind and a great cloud with flashing fire and a brilliant light. From this phenomenon emerges 4 living creatures, each with multiple faces and wings. Beside each creature is a wheel intersecting another wheel, enabling movement in any direction without turning. This intricate description has fascinated scholars and theologians for centuries. Some interpret the wheels within wheels as a representation of advanced technology far beyond the comprehension of people living in Ezekiel's time. The ability of the wheels to move in any direction without turning is reminiscent of modern concepts such as omnidirectional vehicles or gyroscopic systems. The detailed mechanical nature of the vision suggests a level of complexity in design that aligns with the idea of a technologically sophisticated simulation. The living creatures in Ezekiel's vision also add to this interpretation. Their multi-faced, multi-winged forms and their coordinated movements with the wheels could be seen as symbolic of artificial intelligences or advanced robotic entities designed to maintain and interact with the simulation. The bright, fiery imagery and the sense of overwhelming power and complexity described by Ezekiel evoke the awe that ancient people might have felt when encountering highly advanced technology. Furthermore, Ezekiel's description of the expanse above the heads of the living creatures, shining like crystal and supporting the throne of God, introduces the idea of layered realities or dimensions. This expanse could be interpreted as a boundary or interface between different levels of the simulation, with the divine presence representing the ultimate control or programming authority. Ezekiel's vision provides a rich tapestry of imagery that can be reinterpreted through the lens of modern technology and simulation theory. The detailed mechanical nature of the vision, combined with the profound sense of awe and divine power, suggests that what Ezekiel witnessed could have been an encounter with advanced technology or entities operating within a simulated environment. Conclusion: in this journey through ancient texts, hidden knowledge, and modern science, we have uncovered a fascinating array of evidence that supports the idea of our reality being a sophisticated simulation. From the biblical creation narratives in Genesis and the detailed visions in the book of Ezekiel, to the profound insights of Gnostic texts and the philosophical musings of Plato, these ancient sources provide rich and compelling clues. The Sumerian myths and Hindu concepts of Maya and Lila further illustrate a world that might be a carefully crafted illusion. Modern science and philosophy, with theories such as Nick Bostrom's simulation hypothesis and the observer effect in quantum mechanics, add a contemporary layer to this narrative, suggesting that our universe might indeed operate like an advanced simulation. The parallels between these ancient and modern perspectives create a tapestry of evidence that challenges our understanding of reality. As we conclude, the convergence of biblical scripture, hidden ancient wisdom, and cutting-edge scientific theories invites us to reconsider the nature of our existence. Whether viewed through the lens of ancient mysticism or modern technology, the possibility that we live in a simulated reality offers a profound and thought-provoking perspective on the universe and our place within it. Thank you for joining us on this exploration. If you enjoyed this journey into the mysteries of existence, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, keep questioning and seeking the hidden truths of our world.